We thank all of our general practices for their resilience, commitment and passion for what they're doing in supporting our community through this incredibly difficult time.
General practice has amazed me because they've just got on with their job. They've developed processes and procedures to maintain usual business, including responding to COVID.
I've been thinking a lot about how general practice has been responding to the crisis. And I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for keeping my family safe and for keeping my community safe.
I think the general practices have been thrown a few challenges during this time, and I think that they're amazing that they've maintained their commitment to their communities and the health of their communities, and I think they are the unsung heroes in health.
The response from general practice was just massive. Even in those really early days of COVID when we didn't really know how it was going to impact us, we didn't know how long it was going to take, whether or not we were going to come out of this the other end, and we're still going through it now. They're just the preparation and the resilience and the forward thinking and the camaraderie of our general practice and all of the staff within general practice to wanting that community focus and how can we protect our own community and our own families through this crisis. It was just heartwarming.
I am really grateful for the availability and the willingness of general practice to work together with us in these times.
I think we've been brought together by the pandemic, really.
It's been really interesting to see how, we've managed to continue those relationships and build those relationships in a time where we haven't had the opportunity to meet one another in person. And there's a lot of people that I will recognise their voice wherever I am because we've had many phone conversations, and it's been great that even though we're that sort of step removed from where we'd like to be, as in being face to face, that we can still manage to work together and build those really strong and positive relationships.
I'm just so grateful that every day they come into work and they've got their own personal issues going on, as we all do, particularly with the pandemic, but putting our community first and just continuing to come in every day and help.
I'm really grateful that the people working in general practice will put themselves through the ordeal of having to wear PPE every single day, like every minute of every single day they are at work.
I'm thankful that they are always there for our community and they're always providing the vaccinations and the healthcare despite all the challenges and putting themselves at risk every day.
I'd like to thank all the general practices for the thousands of phone calls, the thousands of patient consultations and all of the COVID vaccinations. I know you're working so hard to protect our communities, protect my friends and family, and you're doing such good work. So thank you so much for all the hard work you're doing to keep our communities safe.
I think the pandemic has demonstrated how rural health GPs and rural health services are really dedicated to caring for their communities.
Some of us get to work from home and it's much easier for us, I think, but you need to front up every day and face what's ahead of you, and it can be really difficult at times, and we appreciate that, so thank you.
I'm thankful that they have continued to provide some business as usual. I think that's credible.
I'm really appreciative as to how adaptive general practice have been in the current environment. They've moved from face-to-face models of care to telehealth and phone-based models very easily and have supported their communities with the great level of care that they're offering.
I applaud the tenacity and the resilience of general practice and its members.
The one thing that stands out for me in many of my conversations with general practices is that they're still laughing and smiling and doing everything they can to help our communities.
Every time I send a package, I'm feeling love for you people and the wonderful work you do. I feel honoured to be supporting you.
We've had such a difficult time with the impacts of bushfires and COVID, and the support that general practices have created for the health system has been so immensely significant, and I'm so proud to have worked with general practice, and thank you for everything that you do.
Thanks everybody for showing up every day, rolling with the punches that the vaccination program brings, and for being vaccination champions.
I'd like to thank all the general practices for working so hard, because we just can't get out of this pandemic without you.
To all the reception staff taking the never-ending phone calls at the moment, thank you. To all the nurses just going above and beyond, looking after patients and wearing PPE constantly, thank you. To the GPs doing extra hours and vaccinating our community, thank you so much. Your whole practice is just doing an amazing job, and we're just so grateful.